Hi, this is Ant with Costume Supercenter out here on the floor of Comic-Con, Day 3. We're going to be asking some hard-hitting questions from some great-looking cosplayers. Let's look around and see what we can find.
Stuffman from Springfield, USA.
Stuffman, if you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
I'm Mexican Spider-Man.
Can you say that in Spanish?
Yo soy Spider-Man de Mexico.
So if you had to choose mind control or super strength?
Mind control.
Kamen Rider Mach.
If you had to pick, would you go with super strength or mind control?
Probably mind control, because I wouldn't need the super strength then.
I'm just as Kitty Pryde from X-Men.
New 52 Nightwing.
Magic from X-Men.
Cyclops.
If you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Ooh, that's really hard. I think I would go for sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Fantasy.
Sci-fi.
I am Sailor Harley Quinn. I don't know if I'm going by Sailor Quinn or Harley Moon yet, but I'll decide later.
Are you a sci-fi or fantasy fan?
Yeah, I like sci-fi and fantasy.
I'm dressed as Black Canary from the comics.
Super strength or mind control?
Ooh, well, I'm already a woman, so we already have the mind control thing down. So I'll go with super strength.
I am Ends of Earth Spider-Man.
If you had to pick, would you go with invisibility or super flight?
Invisibility.
I like how you pump fake there. That was good.
Poison Ivy mashed up with the Mario Piranha Plants.
If you had to pick, sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
The Ox King from the Dragon Ball Z, Chi-Chi's father.
So if you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
Galadriel.
Gandalf the Grey.
Arwen.
Aragorn.
If you had to pick, would you go with magic or technology?
Magic.
Technology.
Magic.
Oh, come on, magic.
If you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi, totally.
Deathstroke.
So if you had to pick invisibility or super flight?
Invisibility.
I'm Sabine from Star Wars Rebels.
If you had to pick, what would you go with? Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility.
I'm a TARDIS from Doctor Who.
I'm Dalek from Doctor Who.
If you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Sci-fi.
I'm dressed as Cyclops, Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. Jane.
If you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
Fantasy.
I am the Riddler.
And I'm Poison Ivy.
And if you had to pick super strength or mind control?
Mind control.
Mind control.
If you had to choose super strength or mind control?
Mind control.
Super strength.
Mind control.
Mind control.
I'm Black Widow.
If you had to pick invisibility or super flight?
Invisibility.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
And if you had to pick sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Fantasy for sure.
I am Raven from Teen Titans.
I'm Nightwing, also from DC and Teen Titans.
If you had to pick, what would you go with? Invisibility or super flight?
Super Flight.
Super flight.
I'm Steampunk Daisy.
I'm Steampunk Princess Peach.
Are you sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi.
Pick fantasy.
You nailed it. That was great, man. That's great.